Alright then, we're ready to move on up. And we will go to... Oh, you know what? I had a reinforcement. I didn't know I had a reinforcement last turn. Alright, it's going on game turn 6. And clear weather. We will roll for the weather. And I get to inform my opponent that I have a reinforcement that I need to place. Alright, well luckily, I think reinforcements were right at the end of the turn, so it won't have anything to do with the game, but yeah, that'll be nice. Let me find out what the prerequisites are for, whoops, sorry about that, placing Contra reinforcements. We'll be right back. Alright, well upon further review, oh, this little unit here isn't a reinforcement. He was rebuilt and he's placed on a game turn track 3 turns ahead of his rebuilding. I had to spend 3 reorganization points to rebuild him. He comes in at the any allied supply source, so the Contras don't have any reinforcements per se, as the communist player did. So this unit was just rebuilt. He gets to be placed in any supply source. Oh. And I think a supply source I'm going to look at here will be this one right here with this one unit here. We'll place him. We'll put him up. Sorry, bad camera work. A supply source for the FDN, our entrenchments, also qualify. So we have one unit that needs to be rebuilt this turn coming up. And we'll put this unit in here. There you go. Oh, if I can get it done. Well, with our insurgency unit, just beefs up our little entrenchment a little bit more. There's no other supply source that I see, except maybe here. Oh, or in the back country there. We were definitely weak across the border. We have almost all of our bases across the border in Honduras we have left ungarrisoned. Kinda as a little temptation to the FSLN to come get it, so that way I can get all these purple units that are in here. These are some good fighters, aircraft, but you know, my opponent knows that, and he's got a way to cost. I mean, sometimes he gets big victory points for these outposts that are across the border, but if he does, it releases the Hondurans and they get to get involved. All right, we will be back with the supply phase after we check for the weather. I'll let you know what the weather roll is, and like I said, the communist player, I always let my opponent roll for the weather. Let me check on the V-logs. We'll be right back. Alright then. We need to use the old communist chart here. It's kind of hard for me to... I don't know where the lens is on this camera, so I'm going to try to... okay, here we go. Roll modifiers, +1 if the last turn was heavy rain, 0 if the last turn was rain, -1 if the last turn was clear. So our die roll was a 1, it's a 0. And that means it's clear weather. So clear weather persists in game turn number 6. And that just has a lot to do with air operations mostly. All right, well, there's not much I can do now but kick back and wait for a vlog. We will be back when I have a vlog in the email, and it might take a day or so. This guy's pretty quick. This is an early Monday morning, so it might not be till tonight, but other than that, we are caught up and eager to find out what the FSLN has up their sleeves. Hopefully we have our spots here. I don't know how strong they are. It's a main point is if he's going to attack, I think the only candidate really is this unit here, but if he attacks this unit, he has to go across. The only thing I got, when I set this up, is that every time he attacks one of my units, he's got to attack everybody around him, and that definitely reduces his attack factors. We'll be back. All right then, ready for turn number 6, halfway through a 12-turn game. It is a supply phase. Now in this game here, these supply phases, you check for supply for both sides. So we get one supply phase here during his beginning of his turn, then down here at the beginning of my turn. We got a little bit of action or notable changes in supply situations. So boy here is usually out of supply, and in the previous turn my opponent created a supply depot here at the port to keep them in supply. The key thing is you got to be 4 hexes away from a road or a trail, and he would qualify here. But he can't draw supply from ports. I can, but he can't. It's kind of a quirk in the rules. So he had to create a supply depot. You can't create a supply depot at a port. So he created a supply depot. The thing of it is, he's already used it, so it had to be removed. But more importantly, since my units all moved from here, I could probably do this like this to better illustrate. But either of these units here have any zone of control. So therefore, you can trace the supply source all the way up here, 1 hex through here. So it'll go, the supply, you got 4 hexes you could use to go from road to road. So it'll trace the supply route from here, 1 hex to here, and all these roads here connected easily back to supply. So he is in supply. Now another thing is, a little change of status, is these boys here are out of supply because all these hexes here now have zones of control. So his only way out would be through all these little hexes here, here, or here, and they're all occupied by zones of control, and that is the good old Cuban engineers. So that'll half his attack factor and half his movement factor. The only thing is, they're mostly there for column shifts, so they don't have no effect on that, but still, he will be out of supply. All my units here now, you can see, will be in supply. I don't know about this unit here. Well, he has no zone of control, so there you go. No zone of control, so I could trace it back this way. But he's out of supply. All my units here, 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 and here are all in supply because we could all trace supply line through each hex and then to its source, which is the entrenchment. So there you go. We're done with the supply phase. We have 1 unit that is out of supply, and that'll be it. I'll make sure we got this all good to go, and we'll move on to ground unit reorganize. See what the communist players want to do on that. I think he does have, oh, there you go. I'm pretty sure he does have 2 units that have been reorganizing. These units here will be flipped over to their full strength side because they have taken care of replacements and resupplied. So there you go. There's some nice little forces. That 2 attack factor is strong in this game, and 3 defense factors as strong as you get on defense in this game. So you got some nice forces there that have just reorganized. And more importantly, though, FSLN reorganization points, sorry about that, are down to a minimum. So he's running another. He's got a ice thin or brittle army there. Can't take too many more hits. All right, let me go and look and see, make sure I'm doing this on here, but I got a Vassalog. I gotta make sure I got everything here matches that. So we'll be back. I don't know if he's got any more reorganizations going on. I have to see. We'll be right back. All right, well, I missed one when I opened the vlog. That was a unit here. He will spend 1 of his 2 reorganization points to reorganize this unit. And I did notice that a unit down here, let me see if I can get the camera on it right. There you go. This unit down here has been reduced also. But there's no reorganization marker on him in the vlog, so obviously he's doing what's standard procedure. You don't want your reorganizing units out in front lines. I mean, it's a pretty strong hex though, so he is down to 1 more reorganization point, and then all regular units that takes hits will not be able to be rebuilt. We will be back with some more ground unit reorganizing. Alright, my mistake. I thought maybe he was going to stay put here and reorganize, but there's not a reorganized marker on the vlog, so that is it for his reorganization phase. Moving over now to guerrilla attack and then regular ground unit movement. Like I said, the Sandinistas are definitely a regular army with a few insurgency units. They got a good insurgency complement. However, the Contra's majority of units are insurgents, so it's a flip. It's the opposite way. Let me make sure he doesn't have any guerrilla attacks on the vlog. But if not, we will be waiting for the vlog that has Sandinista regular ground unit movement. Be back. Okay, then before we call it a video, we are done with the transfer from my computer screen to the actual game board. I'm playing the game really on the Vassal app, but we like to do this for the 3D effect and a more of a gaming experience. He's done moved all the regular units for the Sandinistas, the solid reds, are turned sideways. You can see we got something going on here. Definitely going off on the offensive, maybe with his brand new, newly reorganized regular units. And you got something else. You can see where everybody's at and assess yourself what's going on. Now there, I did notice there were movements out of areas here towards this way, so that's as far as I could go. So he's showing his hand, kind of, to prepare for that. But more importantly, he moved his armor. Now, armor can move through these forest hexes, but they cost 4 movement points, and they got 8. So he used 4 of his 8 to move up into here. He did move. He did have his engineers and artillery support units back here. They couldn't make it to the front last turn. Well, they made it to the front this turn. So he's got a nice little attack going on here. Zoom in, let you see what's up. Didn't do much movement in the back. He did move a unit to reinforce this little airstrip, but that's all he could get. Nobody else could get there. Now this unit here has got no zone of control because this unit that's providing more than 2 defense factors in this hex moved from this hex. So this little boy here's just got 1 defense factor, no zone of control in this game. There you go. We come back, it will be the insurgency movement, so that'll be interesting because I think he's got a couple of insurgency units disbanded. Now his insurgency command points are down to 2, so he is really supply short. There you go. Yeah, we'll see how that comes into effect of the game. We're at the halfway mark, having a great time on a rare day off. Contra Drive.